Okay, so what I'm hearing is there's a blue bracelet that we need to wear because I want to make sure that nobody ever thinks that I am one of the apparently majority of white women who voted for Donald Trump. I do not want you ever to think that I was one of them. So, is there a particular bracelet? Do we just make it ourselves? Let me know. Send me a link. What do we do? Where do I get said bracelet, or am I just making it myself? Thank God I hadn't posted this yet. Is there a Black woman-owned company that we can get these bracelets from? Because, honey, we owe them. We owe them big.
Okay, so to my non-asshole white-passing men, how do we signal to each other that we did not vote for Trump? No, do we have like a handshake? Do we do like a head nod? Like, what do we got? Because, you know, back in the day, the Christians would have their little fish that they draw in the sand, right? Man, because I'm a finance student and I got to deal with a bunch of y'all later, so I got to figure out who I can trust.
I'm here at work and I just got done crying. I found out that my dad today, who's an immigrant, by the way, he voted for Donald Trump. I feel betrayed and I feel hurt and I feel confused that a man who has 2 Black daughters couldn't see a Black woman running this country. And he voted for a man who said day one, mass deportation. You're out of here. And he still voted for him. And I told him that when he gets his citizenship revoked, because they have the Supreme Court, they have the Senate, they have the House of Representatives, Pennsylvania is now red. When you get your citizenship revoked, I will not be visiting you in your shithole country. I'm embarrassed. And I'm watching all these Latina TikTokers and how they feel being children of immigrants, and I am in the same position, and I'm like, I'm also a child of an immigrant. My mom is from this country, but you have 2 Black daughters and you didn't think that one could run this country. Y'all, people who created Black women don't believe in us. And that is something that I'm having a very hard time grasping that concept. And so you guys keep me in your prayers and thoughts, and yeah, hopefully I stop crying by the time these kids come back in here.
I'm just gonna say one last thing about this election. That's a fucking lie. But the creators on here, you know, I don't have tens of millions of followers, but I thought maybe if I was vocal about the things I believed in, if we talked about nuances, if we talked about fighting for one another, speaking up for one another, sharing resources, perhaps people who were nervous about doing that would do the same. And now I'm going online and I'm seeing people say, I never get political. I just never thought this would happen. Where were you? Where were you? Why? Because you didn't want to lose followers? Followers? Out of all the things that could happen, you would lose followers. You'd get some nasty comments. I have to work on not responding anymore, but I'm working on it. I'm working on choosing peace. But what a privilege. What a privilege to not want to get political. There's nobody you know that doesn't look like you, that doesn't come from where you come from, somebody a little different than you, somebody who's had a different path of life that couldn't use your voice. Nobody you know, nobody around you that you look at and you truly worry for. Nobody. Not even, you know, I come from Miami where it was not abnormal to have a new kid in class on a random March morning who didn't speak English, who wasn't in uniform. And it was understood by everyone in that class that their family made a really, really difficult choice. Nobody wants to leave everything they know and a language they speak to come to a new country, hoping they'll find support and community, hoping. Out of all the things that have happened this election, I think that's the hardest thing, to scroll by and seeing people today express their remorse. Keep it. Keep it. I respect the people bitching at me in my comments all the time about ways I can be better, the ways I've disappointed them, than you. There are people with millions and millions and millions of followers who have posted resources trying to get people out to vote, to exercise their voice. And today you say that you're heartbroken. Keep it. Keep it. I don't want to hear it. Do better. Okay, so you're heartbroken. Now what? Now what? What resources are you sharing? Say something. Say something. But don't tell me how disappointed you are. And to Latinos, I don't know how else to fucking say it. They will never pick you. They will never, ever see you. They will never truly want you. They will never accept you. Ever. You will never be white to them. Ever. Ever, ever. And I know that must be tough for some family members of mine. Your last name is Pessoa. I remember a specific day when we didn't talk the entire afternoon because a bunch of men made fun of your accent while you were applying for a job. And you know what's so crazy to me? Is that's a big reason I speak out every day about the way that I feel and what's right and what's wrong. And what's crazy is that's probably a moment in your life where you decided, I want to be just like them. We could not be more different, you and I. We could not be more different. I could never in my life look around at the people that speak the same language as me, the people who walk and talk and celebrate and love and express themselves the same as me, and want to distance myself from them. Ever. I don't know how you sleep at night.
Black women, I'm so excited about last night's election results. If you like me, you've already done your crying. That's why I look like this today. But let me get to the good news and why this should shout. Because y'all, for the next 4 years, we get to rest. That's right. I'm going to tell y'all a quick story about the mass deportation that happened here in Nebraska. Then we're going to move on and get to the money. We always get to the money. So his first term, y'all, he did the mass deportations in my state. And y'all know we have more cows than we have people. And so while kids were in school, because they worked the meat processing plants here, the soybeans, the corn, all the ag, because we're ag state. So while the kids were in school, he came and snatched them, y'all. In our state, y'all, we have the big Greyhound light buses. And they shipped them out of here. Now listen, I ain't laughing at them, I'm laughing with them, right? Because it's funny. And anyway, so I got death threats for helping. But guess what? Not again. Sitting it out. So now let's get to the money. So y'all know this qualified immunity is coming. But let me tell y'all, black women, why that's exciting. So there's this company. Now, I don't give out investment advice. I'm just telling y'all what I invested in. So there's this company, AXON, it's publicly traded. And they provide most in the U.S. police departments, their body cameras, their tasers. They even have an AI arm of their company where even everything else on the camera, they translate it in real time to do a police report. Yeah, let me say this, y'all. It's a well-managed company. It's a very profitable company, and they stocks keep going up. So I ain't saying invest. I'm gonna just say that's where I'm hedging my bets, because it started next year, and we know what's happening with qualified immunity, y'all. But we sitting it out because we ain't marching, we ain't showing up, we ain't doing nothing. I said 4 years of relaxation. Now I'm gonna get serious with y'all, because we done laughing at the dummies over here, right? Today, and I'm not playing with y'all. You go start you a business. And I don't care what kind of business it is. Don't you let 5 p.m., don't you let 12 a.m. catch y'all. And you ain't started your LLC. Because not only are we going to support each other, but even my license plate say capitalism. I'm going to tell you why. Because that's the foundation that this country was built on. Slavery, anyone? But what we're not going to do, if we don't have a seat at the table, then you what they eat at the table. And so, y'all, we ain't going to be on the menu. You go start you a business, and then we're going to just start shadowing moves. Now, just full disclosure, my household did did actually really well under his first term, right? Because we're entrepreneurs. Y'all listen, go start you a business, and we're gonna support each other, and we're gonna make the money, and we're gonna chill for the next 4 years. I bet not see y'all out. I bet not see y'all post nothing about, like people in cages, no matter how small they are. That Black women, that is not y'all business. Now listen, it's 9:21. I'm gonna get to my champagne. If I drop another tear or two, that ain't y'all business. But after this, after today, we boss up. See y'all on the other side of 4 years. Very well rested, sisters.
If you're Latino and voted for Trump, here are some whining product recommendations so you can be very white by the time he comes to office. Pond's Clarent Cream, very affordable and cute packaging, to be honest. Pond's is a household name in Latino culture, so you probably have this already. Bleaching cream that works for intimate areas. Not only your face can be white, also your coochie and your a-hole. So when we all get detained to be deported, you can tell them that every inch of your body is white. Vitamin C and retinol soap. So when you're in the shower, being delusional, thinking about all the promises that Trump made, you can keep dreaming and scrub away the color at the same time. All these are gonna work extremely fast, so make sure to have some sunscreen to protect your new skin. They will also help to hide the nopal en la cara que tienes. I promise you that they work, even though I have no idea if they work or not. I love believing in false promises, so this won't be an issue for you.
You voted for a candidate endorsed by the KKK. For the rest of your life, you have to know that you voted the same way as the KKK.
Fellow white women, how are we signaling to each other now which side we are on? Because I just did school drop off, and I don't trust any of these bitches anymore. Is it like blue friendship bracelets? Are we keeping that up? Taylor Swift merch in general? How do I know? Who?